Hey,
Fernando, how you doing, Fernando?
I'm fine. What about you?
Oh, oh, good, very good. Now I'm so glad you're doing this with me. I wanted to thank you for taking the time. I think it's the 65th now. Instagram Live. We have Mark Philippoussis, Mari Pierce, Emilio, my good friend Emilio Sanchez, Paul Eneco, and so many more. And I'm so honored to have you on here. Thank you so much, Fernando, for doing this.
Uh, it's a pleasure for me. I mean, only big names.
You, yes, big names and interesting chats. So it's always fun to have the people on there. So Fernando, I know we have a lot of Hispanohablantes. So every time I do one, at least half of it is Hispanohablante. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions in Spanish and a couple of questions in English, if that's good.
That's good with me. I mean, you are the boss now.
Yeah, no, all right, Fernando. I asked everybody on the show, a lot of parents started their kids. How did you start tennis?
Also with my parents. My father, he's very fanatic of tennis, and he don't like soccer, football here. That is the most popular sport in Chile. And he always take me to the Davis Cup ties, and he always go to play with his friends, and I go with him, and I once I took a racket and I start to hit against the wall, and the week after I was okay, in the tennis school, for
So,
twice a week, and then I never stopped, I was playing soccer and tennis, but since I was maybe 6 years old, I only stay with tennis and keep forever.
nice. I like that. I was reading, obviously, to prepare.
Yeah.
I read a lot about all my people I have on, and I was reading that your father, he loved to play tennis, and he tried to get you a
Uh,
little bit more into tennis than soccer.
yeah, always. I mean, and after when I was in kindergarten, we moved right across of the tennis club, So we was all day long there. I mean, after school, I was on the courts, and then on the weekends, and all the family was there. Everyone was playing with the friends, and it was a really nice atmosphere with that because if someone on the club don't have anybody to hit with,
Mhm.
he this person went to my house and hey, Fernandito, let's go and hit some balls. I say, okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
I love that. That's what was one of my questions. So you grew up in Santiago?
Yes, I grew
Uh,
up in
so
Santiago.
so was it when you were growing up, like is tennis? Was it like kind of elite sport, or was it like common that kids played as well tennis, or was it just soccer at that time? And how was it at that time?
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, most of the sports in Chile
Hmm.
is very from the elite, but now it's improving a lot.
Hmm.
But you have to imagine 35 years ago, and I have the lucky that, of course, I love soccer. I used to play in the school with my friends, but I love tennis. And in that time, it's not like today. I mean, today you can watch every match on the tour. In
Yeah.
that time, I remember I record on the VHS, the big
Hmm. The
cassette,
big cassette.
the Wimbledon finals, and I have to watch that matches all year long, and and with the resolution of TV, I mean, it was you have to be very concentrated to see the ball because you cannot see
Couldn't
the
see.
ball. I can tell you maybe a few finals, Becker, Edberg, Becker, Lendl, that I remember almost every single point of the match because I watched it for many times.
I love that. So who inspired you from the players you were watching on TV? Who did you like, to watch?
First, Boris Becker.
Hmm.
Boris Becker, because he was diving, he was
Yeah.
like, very charismatic. And then Stefan Edberg,
Hmm.
and it was like, I mean, same style of play, different personality.
Hmm.
And then Andre Agassi, but when he cut his hair,
Yeah.
when he was with the long hair, I didn't like it. But after, and of course, and did that big rivals between
Hmm.
Sampras and Agassi was
Hmm.
really good for tennis.
Yeah.
I remember on the night in the middle of the 90s, they play every single final, and you
Yeah.
take it. I mean, you have your favorite, and that was really important for me because I started to watch more tennis. We have cable at the time, and then yeah, was Becker Edberg, and then Sampras
Sampras
and
Agassi.
Agassi. Yeah.
And so you know, I was always laughing when you told me when I was reading about that. You know, if you wanted to play soccer with your dad, you know, when Marat Safin, when he was inducted in the Hall of Fame, how he said, "Thank you, Mom, for making me play tennis." He wanted to play soccer too. That's why I'm always, you know, and I love soccer too. I wish I would have continued with soccer too. It's a good sport, right?
Yeah,
So
at the end of the year, Santa bring me only a tennis gift, you know. I asked for a soccer ball, soccer shoes, and
no,
I get
only tennis.
racket and tennis balls, and wow, maybe he get, I mean, he confused with the sport.
I love that. So Fernando, una pregunta en español. Cuando tenías, yo creo, 13 o 14 años, mudaste a los Estados Unidos,
Así es, sí,
a Miami.
a Miami. En ese tiempo era más difícil viajar, digamos, eh, más caro,
Ujú.
menos vuelos,
Sí.
y fue una etapa súper importante en mi vida. Fui con mi familia, entrené allá, tuve la oportunidad de ir a competir a Europa varias veces, cosa que desde Chile hubiese sido más difícil, quizás hubiese podido ir, pero no tantas veces. Y lo bueno de una carrera tenística es tener la opción de poder competir mucho con distintos
Distintos
culturas,
jugadores,
distintos
sí.
países, y entonces fue súper importante y obviamente que mi familia fue alguien, fue fundamental en ese sentido.
¿Y quién te entrenó ahí? ¿Entrenaste en una academia o dónde entrenaste ahí?
Sí, estuve en una academia de Patricio Apey,
Ok.
como 3 años, y después como a los 16 volví a Chile
Ujú.
y ahí empecé a entrenar tuve Marcos Coliñón, después Raúl Viver, Horacio de la Peña, Larry
Wow.
Stefanki, Martín Rodríguez, Horacio Mata.
Wow.
No more coaches.
Wow. ¿Y
But,
todavía sigues tener contacto con ellos? ¿O-
sí, sí, con la mayoría, sí, hablo seguido. De hecho, he ido a ver varias veces a Larry Stefanki a San Diego. Él ha venido a Chile a dar algunos cursos.
Ujú.
Martín Rodríguez también, a todos, en verdad. De hecho, la persona, Claudio González, que me enseñó a jugar al tenis, el otro día estuvimos hablando, que no hablábamos hace tiempo, pero muy, muy bien, o sea, tengo los mejores recuerdos y enseñanzas de ellos.
All right. I would switch to English again. I love that. I switch English, Spanish, English, Spanish. So in your development, Fernando, obviously you had one of the best forehands of all time. That's every like I love to watch you when I was younger. And did you feel like at the beginning when you were like a junior, oh, like that shot is like 100 times better than anything else, you know? Like did you feel you have that massive forehand when you were young? Did you train for it? Like Team, for example, you know, they worked on, you know, acceleration of the ball over his junior years, you know, because he was pushing at the beginning a lot, right? And then now he has like this massive one hander and forehand and everything, you know. Did you train for it or was it natural or?
Honestly, I didn't realize that I can hit the ball really hard.
Mhm.
So that was in the junior time. I mean, that played against me, but after when I realized that I was hitting the ball really hard, that
Mhm.
was for my favor, you know. But because I thought in that time that it wasn't enough hard, you know.
Mhm.
Because if I was playing under 16, okay, the boys under 18 they're stronger.
Mhm.
And then you go to the pros and say, oh, they're much stronger.
Yeah.
And, and there's not much difference of the speed of the ball. And even I try to hit more and more and more and more, but I developed something, you know, the acceleration explosion in my forehand. And then I start to improve. And, you know, that's day by day, little by little. That's helped me a lot, you know. And of course, I have a big difference between my forehand and backhand in
Mhm.
that time, and that helped you to improve because everybody was playing to my backhand.
Yeah.
And but
So it leveled a little bit out in the end.
yeah, because I mean, of course, I was practicing a lot my backhand, but in the matches, I mean, they try to, I mean, they give me the best training of
Yeah.
my backhand.
Yeah.
But I always knew that I'm gonna win or lose the matches with my forehand. If I have the chances, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I love that. When when I had Mark Philippoussis on, like he said, look, Davor, he said, my serve and my forehand, my best two shots, right? And if they were on, I don't care if Federer was there or Sampras or Agassi, if I had a good day, at least it went to the tiebreaker. So that mentality, probably knowing that you have this, one massive shot and the rest is amazing as well, that helps probably going into the matches when it's on.
Yeah, of course. I mean, after I started to improve a lot, my serve and forehand was a really good combination for me. And even if I don't have the best day, I knew that with the most of the players, I'm going to get to the tiebreak.
Yeah.
And then, okay, let's see. Now, the tiebreak is after 2 or 3 points,
I love that. So Fernando, right before you turned like pro, so I was reading when you were like around 18, you made like a couple of semis and futures, 18,
Yeah.
17-ish. So, I played, I wasn't something good, but, I know how hard it is, to qualify for a future and then go deep in the main draws because everybody can hit the ball, right? And as an 18-year-old, especially like you said earlier, the physical development comes a little bit later, right? So that's an amazing achievement already. And then you saw probably already you belong where you are. So how was the transition from those futures to the challengers?
I only won one future in my career. I never won a challenger in my career.
So you went
But
straight.
yeah, I mean, it's tough when you make the transition from the juniors to the pro. I mean,
Yeah.
some other players, and they start to play a lot of pro tournaments
Yeah.
when they are like 15 or 16 years. In my career, was really important to make a very good junior career because I need to get one good sponsor to invest in my career, and then
Exactly
on the
from
my
Philippoussis. Same thing. He
yeah.
got Fila early. That.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
mean
I interrupted.
yeah, that was a chance I took,
Yeah.
like, okay, if I make it good in juniors, I'm gonna have a good sponsor, and then I
Yeah.
can play maybe 2 or 3 years. And I of course I invested in my career, and in '98 was my last junior year. I played 3 futures in Chile, 2 semis, and I won 1 future.
Mm-hmm.
And the year after, uh, you know, I, I finished like 400 or 500 in the world. So it wasn't
Yeah.
a good, it wasn't a good number for me. And then the year after, I won an ATP tour in Orlando. I was the last one to get into the qualies, and I passed qualies. I saved a couple of match points, and then I won the tournament. But even, I make improve from 350 in the world to 140.
Mm-hmm.
But it took like 1 year and a half to make like the last step. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now this is my spot.
Yeah.
Because after that I play a few I qualify in a few events
Mm-hmm.
in a US Open, but it was like really, I'm not gonna say lucky, but it was tough to qualify. But in the 2002, that was my year. At the end of that year, I I did few finals from a challenger, never won a
Mm-hmm.
challenger. I started to work with Horacio de la Peña,
Mm-hmm.
and he made me work really hard. And then I did a 4th round of the Australian Open from the qualies, and then I won the home tournament. And all that happened in 4 weeks. And then, of course, I start to get more experience. I start to play the Master Series event. That was really important because, I never knew my schedule because always it depends of your ranking.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you make a good challenger, okay, you can play the qualies from a tour event. Because I always was thinking about to play on the tour, on the main tour. I don't want to play future. I don't want to play challengers.
Yeah.
But I didn't have enough ranking to do it.
That's what Monica Puig said when I had her on. She said, Monica never got a wild card, and she played futures, and then the 25K, 50. She played all through the levels, to play like WTA main draw and Grand Slams. And she says every time she felt bad or something, she always went back to the roots, and she told herself, look, I played futures, I played challenges. I made it all the way where I am, and that helped her a little bit to go all through the steps. And on Mark Philippoussis, for example, he just exploded, and he never played anything like futures or like whatever. He just made it. He played the big tournaments because he went one deep run. Quería preguntarte, cuando tú jugaste, ¿con quién trabajaste en el aspecto físico?
Sí, el aspecto de Dula, lo conozco mucho, es un gran profesional, gran persona.
Buena gente. 10,000,000% energía siempre.
Sí, yo trabajé también, no tuve tantos entrenadores ni tantos preparadores físicos. En mi mejor momento estuve con Carlos Burgos, acá de Chile, que estuvimos como 6 años más o menos. Que tuve recomendado por él bajar algunos kilos, a pesar de que mis mediciones yo tenía poca grasa, mucho músculo, pero el músculo pesa más que la grasa y me agotaba mucho más en los partidos largos. Es por eso que era muy explosivo y trataba de jugar muchos puntos cortos. Al bajar de peso, al mantenerme mejor equilibrado, dejé un poco de hacer tantas pesas, que en ese tiempo se hacía un montón. Me sirvió mucho. Cambio de alimentación, cambio de entrenamiento, mucha recuperación, ir variando el volumen, porque no es lo mismo entrenar a alguien de 20 años que otro de 25, que otro de 30. Eso es súper importante y relevante a la hora de entrenar a un jugador. Entonces, Carlos Burgos me llevó a mi mejor momento, me guió, le tuve que hacer mucho caso, me costó, pero me guió para llegar a mi mejor momento físico.
Sí, eso es tan importante. ¿Y qué crees que en los últimos 10 años, digamos 10 años, cuando miramos a los jugadores de hoy como Tsitsipas y Félix Auger-Aliassime, todos esos jugadores físicamente son tan fuertes, y parecía también que 10 o 15 años antes también los jugadores fueron físicamente increíbles, pero yo creo que tenemos un poco cambio de más profesional, todo tienen fisios consigo en torneos, y todo es un poco, la nutrición es importante en esos días. ¿Qué crees de eso?
Sí, a ver, son distintas décadas y obviamente el tenis se ha profesionalizado cada vez más. No sé, en los años 70 no viajaban con entrenador, en los años 80 viajaban con entrenador, después en los 90 incorporaron a un preparador físico. Hoy día el que puede llevan 6 personas para trabajar con ellos. Eso es un punto, pero sumado a otro importante también es la información que hay a la hora de recuperarse, de cómo entrenar, de cómo alimentarse. Y yo creo que lo más importante siempre es eso, o sea, cómo entrenar, porque cuando uno es de la escuela sudamericano de los 90, que hay que entrenar mucho, que hay que correr mucho, hay que levantar, y hay que hacer mucho volumen, y eso te ayuda mucho, quizás para trabajar la parte mental también, pero no es algo que te dé mucho tiempo de vida, digamos. No digo que no hay que hacerlo, eh, pero sí los jugadores también al ser mayores van teniendo más experiencia y se van conociendo más. Y esa mezcla entre un gran profesional con el jugador que se va conociendo, se van llevando mucho mejor. No entre ellos, sino que para su carrera. La alimentación creo que antes se hacía de una forma, hoy día se hace de otra. El entrenamiento, la recuperación, la dosificación del calendario. Creo que es por eso que también que están jugando muchos años más. O sea, cuando Andre Agassi se retiró a los 36 años, fue como, wow, y están llegando todos. Claro, lo de Andre fue hace 15 años.
Sí. All right, Fernando. 2007 Australian Open. So I remember you beat Rafa pretty bad in 3 sets, and then you played Roger in the final. As I said, I had Mark Philippoussis, and I asked him the question when you played Roger's first Grand Slam he won in Wimbledon 2003, I think it was. How he went, the mindset, how he went into that match, and what I want to ask you is, to be in a final, obviously, those 2 weeks, what does need to play in, all the factors, to get to the last day? So, in your eyes, what was in this year so special that you made the whole 2 weeks and you made it to the last day?
Yeah, we did it really good. I mean, that was 2007, but my last four tournaments in 2006, I did three finals
Hmm.
and two against Roger. and and then I have a good rest, good preparation in Chile and then in Australia because I get there like maybe 8 or 10 days
Hmm.
before the tournament starts. And of course, always first matches you are nervous,
Yeah.
you don't play your best normally,
And you're the
and
most
then
vulnerable too, right? In the first matches,
yeah.
like if you lose, it's gonna be first or second round then, right? That's where.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. I mean, okay, I
Yeah.
work a lot for this.
Yeah.
I travel 15 hours, and okay, I don't want to. I
Yeah.
came with three persons, okay, but I mean after that's normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But first two rounds I didn't play my best, and then I have to play Leighton Hewitt and the third round. Of course, center court at night, and I play unbelievable. I mean, first two sets I did maybe 3 and 4 servers against 30 winners. That was not, I mean, never was normal for me that. I mean, always was the opposite way. And then I lost third set and I won in four sets. I mean, it was tied, and then I played Blake, I played good,
Hmm.
won straight sets. And then after with Rafa, I knew that, okay, Rafa, I don't like to play Rafa. Nobody likes to play Rafa, honestly. And I won like the straight sets. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say easy because never is easy. Even if you
Yeah.
win straight sets against Rafa, we play a long match, and and then I play against Haus. I play maybe my best match of my life because I did 3 and 4 servers in three sets, and then I have to face Roger in the final. I knew that he was the favorite. I'm playing the best tennis of my life, but he had the advantage that he already was like maybe in 15 finals. That was
Yeah.
my first final,
Yeah.
And I have a couple of set points in the first set. And, in one point, I remember that I didn't have the conviction that normally I have because I said, I'm not going to hurry. I'm going to wait for the next one, and then lost 7-6. And then when you play against these guys, the top guys with the scores against you, it's really tough to get out from there,
Yeah.
especially in that time. We're talking about
That was his
when
prime too,
Roger,
like 5, 6, and
yeah,
7. That's when he won everything as well.
yeah, like I mean, when the match is even okay, but when he makes a break, oh come on, okay, he
Hmm.
start to, I mean, he release a lot of pressure and he start to play better and better. And even if when he's the favorite, I mean, the crowd is going to be with him. That's I
Yeah.
mean, the big three changed that,
Yeah.
because normally when you watch a match during all my life, you always go for the weak one.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
you go for the strong one
Yeah.
because I mean you want to watch them again. But it was unbelievable experience. Of course, I played Roger 13 times, I think. I only won one, but
But
of
you
course I
said
remember.
after the tenth one you won, right? I was reading, and
Yeah,
you said no one beats me 11 times.
yeah. That Vitas Urlaitis said that, I think.
Yeah.
Nobody beats Vita, and I heard that, and I said I have to use it once again. So nobody beats Fernando
I love
Gonzalez.
that. I love.
Yeah.
So Fernando. So what does, obviously Federer is like in that final. Federer is a complete player and everything, but like Rafa, Djokovic, Murray, Federer, they return amazingly, right? So does it puts extra pressure on you every time you're 30 all, or like it's a close score, because the ball is going to come back if you play number 30 in the world. You get sometimes a little bit air to breathe after a serve, probably, right? So does that play a
Yeah,
little bit in the head, or?
I always say that every player give you a chance.
Hmm.
Maybe Roger give you one chance.
Hmm.
Love 15-second serve. That's a
Hmm.
chance.
Yeah.
Some other guys give you 10 chances.
Yeah.
But the thing that happens to me when I play Rogers, he makes me think too much,
Okay.
because he can make chip and charge, serve and volley,
Yeah.
stay back, wait, go for it, and I say, okay, I have to take the control. I try to take the control because to try to get the control of the point, that was my comfort zone,
Hmm.
But I knew that on the first one he's gonna take the
Yeah.
control. And it was really tough because normally you try to force a little bit more, and it's there when you miss, you know. So in some matches, I wait a little bit more for my chance, and I lost 6-2 first set, you know.
Hmm.
And sometimes I go for it, and I lost 6-2 because I missed. You know,
Yeah.
it was really tough to get the balance when I played these guys, you know, especially Roger, because I mean Rafa in that time was more defensive, and
Yeah.
he makes you run a lot. He makes you play forever, but at least you knew what he's going to do.
Do
Not
you,
Roger,
when you said
not
earlier,
with Roger.
when you said earlier, was your first final, when I had Mary Pierce on there, she said too, when she played Arantxa, I think it was 94, I think, and she lost against Arantxa, she said she didn't sleep at all and everything. So is that like, do you take something to sleep, or how is it if you're in the first Grand Slam final? Like, do you just try to think, look, it's just another match, but it doesn't work to cheat your brain like that?
Yeah, no. In some other matches, I feel that I didn't sleep,
Hmm.
but I was really calm there, you know, because I was like in my zone. Okay, I'm playing good. I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel I can play 5 hours.
Hmm.
That's not a big deal. But when you are in the moment of the pressure, I mean, that's where Roger it's much better than me, of
Yeah.
course, because he has more experience. He won. That was maybe his 10 Grand Slam, I
Yeah.
think. And but I was in my zone in that week. Maybe in the Olympic Games, I feel that I didn't sleep, or maybe some other. Maybe when I play in my home tournament,
Yeah.
it was
When it's a
different.
lot of.
But the Grand Slam, of course, it was a dream for me.
Yeah.
Win a Grand Slam, I couldn't. It was a big goal for me because I make all the schedule for the Grand Slams. But in that time, I was really calm. I mean, I was playing good, feeling good. So what else you can do?
And I have a good question from a good friend of mine. That's why I want to take this question, Fernando. Second serve break point to you. Like, personally, when do you decide to run around and rip like a killer shot? And when do you play percentage? Is it a feel thing? You say like, I feel it right now and I go, or?
Yeah, I start to do that on the junior time.
Hmm.
Of course, I did one to the fence, one to the net. Uh, but when I get to the main tour, I start to use it a lot because I was putting a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And in that time, I feel that I have more speed of the ball
Hmm.
of the most of the players. So every time I have like a break point, an important point,
You just.
I say, okay, this is my chance. I mean, I know if I hit it good, I
Mhm.
know that the point is for me.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of pressure to the other guy because they start to serve to my forehand instead of my backhand. So when they start to know my strategy, uh, sometimes I stay, sometimes I go, and I really feel. I mean, I always go like into the middle of the court, 3/4 of the court, inside out,
Hmm.
and I say, okay, why I'm gonna miss? I mean, why? I mean, of course, sometimes you play in cities like maybe Madrid, that is
Hmm.
faster, it's a little bit up altitude, it's different. I mean, but it's a feeling, and I use it because I knew that my opponent didn't like that.
And then another question: how did you feel? How did you deal with pressure before and during matches to overcome? Do you have any? Some players have routines. They do something funny. They go to movies before a match, or like, I don't know, or like write. But did you have anything before matches you like to do to calm you a little bit down?
The day before, not really.
Hmm.
I mean, I was really connected with my family or my friend,
So family
talking.
time.
I mean, what you talk with your friends, what you talk
Yeah.
with your family. Because I stay a lot of on my room. I love room
Mhm.
service.
I
But
love. This is the best part of it. I'm gonna write that down. I love room service too, Fernando.
so you call and you wait in the room. I mean, if you go to the restaurant, you have to wait like 45 minutes
Yeah.
for your food. You know, I mean, you go from the hotel to the restaurant. You have
Yeah.
half an
No,
hour.
you're right,
You get
Fernando. I
sit. I
agree.
mean, I mean, why I'm gonna take 3 hours to have dinner? Oh, stay
I'm the
here.
same. I'm the same. I'd rather call
Yeah,
it room service.
yeah. So,
Um,
but before the match, I have my routine, of course. I mean, I like have a shower. I mean, warm up, done, have a shower. Depends of the hour of the match. I can have lunch. I can eat something. Wait, very calm. I love music. Just. But after when you're on the tour, you play many matches a
yeah.
year. So the pressure is have to be part of you. Of course, in many times I didn't handle really good the pressure, but I learned with that. Maybe
Mhm.
some other players they born with that. They born uh, and they can handle the pressure. I have to learn about it because sometimes I want to hit the ball because I release pressure.
Mhm.
I hit the ball because I didn't want to finish the points fast. I mean, I did want to relieve pressure, so I need to hit the ball. I feel
Mhm.
much secure if I hit hard
Mhm.
because I with a lot of acceleration
Mhm.
that if I hit 60% of my speed.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Fernando, before we come, like two more things, like Olympic Games, obviously, and then before that, I wanted to ask. I asked everybody, when you played still, was there anything you really like to do, like a drill, like something like a warm-up drill or a regular drill you like? Like for example, some players said, I like to do like forehand cross court down the line, opening, playing point out, or mini tennis, or was there anything you like to do when you were on court to work on? Anything your favorite every time you came on court?
Before the match, no, not really. When I was 20 years old till 25 years old, my warm up was 45 minutes, 1 hour in the court,
Mm-hmm.
plus the gym before.
Mm-hmm.
But after, when I start to get older, more experience, um, I did. I normally was doing a lot of good warm up in the gym, and
Mm-hmm.
then maybe 15 minutes on the court. I don't need more. I need to like loosen up and start to feel the ball. Feel my body. Feel the
Yeah.
ball. Maybe in the first round, the warm up was longer, but after was every time shorter and
Yeah.
shorter and
That's
shorter.
what Paul Annacone said too about
Yeah,
Federer and Sampras. They learned, like what warm up means, just to warm the body
yeah,
up, and you have to be ready anyway to play, right? So you have to feel good. The body has to feel good. And it's
yeah.
not
A few
about hitting
times.
3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of enough time to practice. I have
Mm-hmm.
to save energy. I have to save my focus, and I know that there is some kind of players that if they do few serves and they miss, they have to do a couple more. I mean, I don't mind. Like, okay, I did the movement. Okay, relax. Like you have to let it go, like
Yeah.
flow. Like.
Yeah.
Um, but every player is
It's
is
different.
different.
Yeah. And in junior years, did you have anything in a training session that your coaches made you do all the time, like any drills for your forehand or serve plus one or anything?
Um, when I start to play on the main tour, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking when I have a good ranking, I did a lot of serve and forehand.
Okay.
Serve and try to hit with the forehand, the
Forehand.
first one,
Okay.
serve and forehand, and wide serves to open the court
Mm-hmm.
so I can run the
Make
other guy and always have the control. I always have trouble with my return with one-handed backhand. I
yeah.
couldn't read, I couldn't react. But when I get maybe 27 years old, I start to do a lot of slice with the
Mm-hmm.
second serve. So I was thinking, okay, I go cross court low. I'm in the three-quarter of the course with
Mm-hmm.
my forehand.
Inside out.
If the guy goes down the line, I mean, I'm gonna go cross, and the guy is gonna run in. Is gonna be my opponent,
Yeah.
not me. So, but I mean, during
Like Federer,
the
Federer likes to slice serve from the deuce, wide, like you said, and then move over to the outside and hit an inside out forehand, like basically like
yeah, I mean, you need to have your weapon.
yeah,
I mean, something that you can get many points with not much effort. I
effort.
mean, it's going to be okay. You make the effort during the training session, but training at home or somewhere
Mm-hmm.
is one thing, but warm up is another one.
Yeah.
Like for me.
Yeah. What did that mean to you to win with your friend, to win with Masu? like the final. So, you know, describe a little bit what feeling that is, because not a lot of players know what it is to have a medal, you know, like in Olympic Games.
Yeah, honestly, most of the players we are playing for to get to win a Grand Slam.
Hmm.
But Olympic Games are more than, I mean, it's a sport.
Yeah.
And I realize in my country, I mean, we only have 13 medals in the history, any color, you know.
Wow.
And when we get there, I knew that, okay, Chile don't have much medals, and I want to get one. I don't care the color. I don't care if it's singles or doubles or triple or whatever.
Yeah.
I need, I, so it was, I mean, dream week, you know. We get there with Nico. We went from the States to Athens, and the condition was really tough, especially in the beginning. It was really hot, fast, like the balls bounce so high. I didn't like that much. And then we start winning. You know, we're playing singles and double every day. Play, rest, play, eat, sleep, and then the next day. and and then we get there. You know, on the semifinals,
You played Ancic.
semifinals,
Was it? No, Jubicic
we
and
yeah, we beat them in the semifinals, but we
yes.
beat the Bryans brothers in the quarterfinals.
Oh wow. Yeah, I forgot about
So
that.
yeah, that day I remember I played against Andy Roddick. I beat Roddick, and then I beat we beat the Bryans, and and after we beat the Croatian team, okay, we get relief. At least we have one. Okay, the worst thing that happened, we have a silver medal, and then we play semifinal, and I lost. I twist my ankle in the second set, but Marty, I think Marty deserved that match. Of course, I'm not saying that, but it was really painful for me in my soul. Like, you know, like I couldn't be playing, blah blah blah. And the next day, I went to play for the bronze medal, and I have a couple of match points down in the third set against Taylor Dent, and I won 16-14 in the third set. And then my rest time was the ladies' final, and it was an easy match. I think Justine beat Amélie Mauresmo in 1 hour.
Yeah.
And then we have to go for the gold medal, you know. And Nico was really important in that time because he always his really high energy. He have to play the final the next day, but he's still there, you know. We start to play late,
Uh-huh.
and he always had high energy come out. I mean, and I was really pumped up because I was sad in the morning, and then I get the bronze. I mean, my feelings was changing from A to C, you know, in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then we have 4 match points against in the fourth set, 6-2 in the tiebreak. We won 6 points in a row, and then we won 6-4 in the fifth set, but 6-4 with maybe 3 breaks because we broke and they break back, you know, and then I have to search for the match, and we won, and it was really,
It was Kiefer and Schüttler, right?
yeah, Kiefer Schüttler, and I think was one of the most important thing in the Chilean sport.
Yeah. Wow. How did you when you came back? Did they have a huge party for you guys when you came back, or what happened?
Yeah, after that we went to the US Open. Big mistake because I lost first round, Nico lost second round, and I said we have to go. I mean, if we're going back, I say okay, we go back to Chile. We don't care for this year. We don't care the US Open, but and no, we get here like 3 or 4 weeks after, and we went in a cabrio bus from the city, and everybody was going out, thousands of people. And the president was waiting for us for her breakfast. And then it was like 10 or 50,000 people waiting outside the government palace, you know.
And you achieved that, not with the whole team of 10, 11 players like soccer. Only you and Nicolas, you two did that. You know, that must feel, you know, usually the soccer team, everybody's holding the trophy. Only you two.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and the way that happened, you know, like everybody was watching or at least following the results day by day. you know, and we play long matches, and we keep going, and the people realize that, you know, and we feel a lot that until today. I mean, this happened 16 years ago, and the people still remember about this.
And then last question: are you still involved like in tennis? Like, do you like in Chile? Do you have academy, or are you still in it?
Yeah, I have a club, a small club. I have an academy, of course, with a lot of kids working. Not on the um, how do you say, not the high competitive, you
Yeah,
know,
like
for the
the.
moment. Yeah, no, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried more with the kids now. I love the competition,
Mhm.
but I just have a son. He's 7 months old.
That changes.
So yeah,
That
change
changes.
my style of
Yeah,
life and
yeah.
of course my view of life. So,
Your
but
first son, like your first kid. Yeah,
yeah, first kid.
that
So
changes
we,
everything. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm so happy. I mean,
yeah,
of course, we are having a lot of trouble with this coronavirus,
yeah,
but we're gonna go through. And I miss my family. My sister, my
yeah,
old sister lives in Miami.
yeah.
My father lives in like in another city in Chile. But my mom is at home now, of course, with my wife. But we have to do. I think there's many things to do in Chile in tennis, and of course in the States. I love to be in the tennis court. I love to compete. I love to help the people improve. Even I mean I don't care the level. Of course, you always think
One.
about the high
Yeah.
level, but if I can see someone they can improve the forehand, you know, the backhand,
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to do it.
Well, I love that.
I mean, I like that you want to share, you want to give, because when in the time when you share and you give, that forces you to keep learning.
Yes,
And
every day.
I retired 8 years ago, and I watch TV, I watch tennis, of course, and I keep learning. I keep
Yeah,
learning, you know, and I always try to give all that I know, and I know that I'm going to receive more, and I'm going to keep learning.
yeah.
So I will
Uh,
post you if I'm
uh,
going to do it.
I would love that. Look, I can't thank you enough because, like, you know, guys like you and you know Emilio Sanchez and Arancha are good friends of mine. Emilio did one with me. You guys give so much back, and thank you for all the years you played because I watched so many matches and it brought me so much joy. Not just me, I speak for hundreds of thousands of people. You know, like, thank you so much for everything you did and continue doing. I really mean it from the heart.
Thank you for the invitation. Congratulations on your what are you doing for tennis? And here we are. You know where I am, and I'm happy to share a few things.
And
So
say
thank
one
you
more
so
thing
much.
para todos los hispanohablantes, una palabra última para los todos
Bueno,
hispanohablantes.
no, agradecerte por la invitación. Siempre muy contento de compartir experiencia o conocimiento. Siempre yo muy abierto a entregar, a recibir también, porque esa es la gracia de esto. Aparte que con el internet, como estábamos hablando antes, esto se hace mucho más amigable poder compartir con gente de otros lugares del mundo.
Sí, I couldn't agree more. Fernando, eres muy buena gente. Es un honor. And I can't thank you enough. So I wish you all the best to you and your family. And then let's stay in contact a little bit. And I would like to share some stuff from your work as well. That would be awesome.
Thank you very much.